thought I would just take a little ride down through the woods and look around a little bit. These are the trails that was in a previous video where I showed you grooming the trails. It's an area down in the back of our place that just a nice place to go and ride around and visit a little bit. Here I'm coming up on where the Wood-Mizer sawmill is located, and this will give you an idea of where the sawmill is in relation to our house and the rest of our place. Okay, after that little short ride, let's get started on putting the spacers on the rear wheels of Little John.
Well, hello everyone, Larry back with you again, and I really do appreciate you tuning in to our TerraPlace Christmas Tree Farm YouTube channel this time. And what we're going to be working on today is putting the spacers on Little John. Now, these are 3-inch spacers. They're aluminum spacers. What the spacers do is to help decrease the potential for rollover. Now, I said only decrease. It does not eliminate the potential for rollover, but it does decrease the possibility because it makes the rear tires just a little bit wider. And of course, under any circumstance or under a certain circumstance, tractors can roll over. That's the reason I urge you to always fasten your seat belt, keep your ROPS in proper position, and look at them occasionally to just make sure they're still sound. But again, what we're doing is installing these spacers on the rear tires of Little John. And I really do appreciate you joining us on this project today. So come on, let's get started.
I really do like that John Deere Quick Hitch. It makes hooking up and unhooking your implement, or in this case ballast box, so much easier. What I'm doing now is torquing the bolts for the wheel spacers. John Deere, in their specifications for my 3035D tractor, calls for the wheels to be torqued to 163 foot-pounds. So I decided that I would go ahead and torque the spacer bolts at the same 163 foot-pounds. This torque wrench that I'm using, when it reaches a particular setting, in my case, as I've said, 163 foot-pounds, it clicks when you reach that torque. And so that's what's going on right now. As I move from bolt to bolt, I can definitely hear an audible click sound, and that indicates to me that I have torqued the bolt to the recommended specification. Since the wheel nuts are now going into these aluminum spacers, I'm using Permatex anti-seize on the lug bolts in order to allow, maybe at a future time, to be able to get them out without any difficulty. Otherwise, according to my good friend Ron said that going into this aluminum after a period of time, I would not be able to get the lug bolts out without this anti-seize material having been put on them. With the right side complete, I'm going to take a quick look at doing the left side, and then we'll put the ballast box back on, take a little test ride, and see how things look and how it works out. Wheel spacers may not necessarily be an important addition to your compact tractor, but for me and where we live, our place, I was talking to Jenny about it recently, that it seems as though we do not have a level spot on our entire place. Most of the area that we have is hillside, and even the front yard is rolling toward our house, just don't have a level spot, and because I'm on so many of these different areas on a regular basis, I just feel that the wheel spacers and widening the rear tires is a necessary part or a necessary addition to Little John. I want to freeze the frame right here just so you can have an opportunity to look and see the difference in how the Little John looks with the spacers on. One of our channel subscribers, Ronnie, added spacers to the rear tires of his compact tractor, and he says that he can really tell a difference. As I mentioned earlier, my friend Ron, who mentioned the spacers to me in the first place, says that he can certainly tell a difference. And even on this, you notice we just came across this small little drainage area here, and not only is it sloping, but the drainage area caused a little bit of wobble in the tractor, and times like that you can see that the spacers make a big difference. I froze the frame here because you remember in one of the previous videos I reversed the front tires, and you can see the difference that it made in them and the overall width. It changes the center of gravity a lot on the tractor to add the spacers and to reverse the front wheels. I'm not necessarily recommending that it is something that you do, but for me it was the thing to do. Well, there you have it, folks. Today's project, putting spacers, wheel spacers, on Little John. I want to thank you so much for joining us today for this video, and please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much again. I hope you have a great new year, a blessed and prosperous one, and until then, this is Larry saying bye-bye. See you next time.